Hello, guys. Welcome to the show. It's Retro Nerd Girl broadcasting from the International Science Fiction Space Station. So sorry that you can't actually see me, but you see my avatar. I am not very well today, but my voice is working and my mind is working, and I'm in good spirits. So why not go on with the show? So I hope you don't mind that there isn't a live picture. Let's see. I do. Let me know if you can hear me. Oh, yes, Keith E says that we can hear you. You can do you can do it. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, Keith E. And Keith E is the first to leave a comment today. It says Hooper is selling 1996 calendars since the days line up exactly the same as 2004. Oh, sorry, 2024. He said that he's going to make a lot of money. And I heard a lot of people are doing that, and that's actually a good idea, to be very honest. I I think it's really cool when things like that happen. There's probably a lot of things that won't be on that calendar because since 1996 we've added so many extra holidays and little celebratory days here and there, but still great that you can do something like that. And Keith E says, "Oh yes, is making sure that we got the right date, 2024." And John Orchid is here. How are you? He says that they say that time is a relative thing. Yeah, it is very relative. It seems to go by really fast when you're having fun and really slow when you're having a terrible time. What's up with that? Uh, what is up with that? I mean, really. But Keith E says, only if relatives never go home. Yes. It's like, I love you, but you gotta leave. I need my privacy again. Oh, thank you so much, John Orchid says, I love her opening. What program does she use? Now, the opening is really a video that is playing that I put together. And that was so much fun. I really want to put together some more things like that and play around with some visuals and audio and all that stuff. And of course, you guys know that I'm like working on a couple of different movies behind the scene or projects, if you will. I'll call them projects for now. But yeah, that I'm just using like a typical like movie editing programs for that. But as far as piecing all of this stuff together, right now I'm on StreamYard and that's helping me to organize all of this somewhat into a show. Which I'm still learning. I'm still learning, and I only have the basic program. So maybe one day I'll be able to afford the more advanced program where you could do more things with it. So, but we take everything step by step here. Um, we're not going to rush that just yet. And Kitty says she dances around the space station every day when this is playing. And this is true. I was even doing a little shimmy when this was happening. Let's see, today. So I may not be like 100% fantastic, but at least I can dance and I can. I'm my mind is pretty clear, somewhat, and I'm in good spirits. So hey, let's go for it. Last week I couldn't even speak, so that was a that was a big hindrance. If you can't speak, then that's a problem. And John Ockert says I can understand why. I like the vibe. Oh, thank you. I was trying to set up a mood, and Unicorn Rampant Studio says it's a groovy beat. It's really cool. Like that's a song I would play any day, just hanging out on my own. And Unicorns Rampant Studio says I'm always popping my knees and hips to it. Oh, you're so adorable. That's so sweet. Thank you. And Unicorn says, hey everyone, I'm barely here, but just sharing the love. Hope you are having a great weekend so far. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, thank you. You as well. You as well. Thank you for always, stopping by and even though you're like super, super busy, I really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And Keith E says, trying to remember what they always said on Dick Clark when they asked the kids about the music, something about whatever, not sure. Right. Oh, yeah, yeah. He would ask them like, "How'd you like them?" He's like, "Oh, it's so groovy." And then on American Bandstand, they used to have those word puzzles that you had to figure out. Or is it Soul Train that did it? Maybe both of them did. I'm not sure. John Orchid says, this is a good day to start the weekend. I can only say stay for an hour editing a story. Oh, wow, wow, wow. So cool. Love it. Love it. Wonderful. Oh, I love being creative. I love hanging around creative people. And Geethy says, we can hear, yes. And I think, is there more? Oh, there's lots more. Oh my God, there's lots more. And John Orchid says, you're here, and that's what counts. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. And Unicorn's letting me know that he can hear me. And Lemon Pie is here. Hello, Lemon Pie. So good to see you. Uh, and John Orgid said the time dilation problems are heavier, making it drag time. Oh, I wish there was a device or something that could fix that. And Joseph Begay is here. Says good morning. Well, good morning to you as well. I hope you're doing very well, Joseph Begay. And let's see, as they're talking to each other, and I'll let you to that. And so wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And so I guess I can add my little slideshow. And what I'll do is that we went through, I think, 82 um, titles last week. Let me just double check my notes. I'm a little stuffy, so I hope you guys can forgive me. Good. It's so wild. I've never done it without a picture, so it's so crazy. Let's see. Yes, 82. So I'm just going to read off the 82 really quickly. And I think we've got a few after that, but not a whole lot. Let's see if I can get started. So the next one, the first one up was Titanic, 1997, Transformers, 2007, Forrest Gump, 1994, Iron Man, 2008, Shrek, 2001, Star Trek, 2009. 1 second, let me blow this up so I can really see it. Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981, War of the Worlds, 2005, Beverly Hills Cop, Beverly Hills Cops, 1984, How to Train Your Dragon, 2010, Ghost, 1990, Saving Private Ryan, 1998, Kung Fu Panda, 2008, Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, 2023. You know what? Just to go back to that really quickly, I kind of like the one that was done back in the first one that was done, Dungeons and Dragons movie. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. Sorry, I had to interject with that. World War Z, 2013. Monsters versus Aliens, 2009. That movie surprised me. I liked it. Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie, 2013. Madagascar, 2005. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 2014. Interstellar, 2014. Grease, 1978. Gladiator, 2000. Wayne's World, 1992. Thor, 2011. First Wives Club, 1996. Top Gun, 1986. Mission Impossible, 1996. Hugo, 2011. Captain America, the First Avenger, 2011. I think this was the last movie that they did before Marvel Studios went over to Disney. I think so. Don't quote me on that, but it's maybe one of the few last ones. Crocodile Dundee, 1996. True Grit, 2010. Catch Me If You Can, 2002. SpongeBob, the movie, Sponge Out of Water. I like that movie. Shark Tale, 2004. The Firm, 1993. Fatal Attraction, 1987. Over the Hedge, 2006. What Lies Beneath, 2000. G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra, 2009. Runaway Bride, 1999. Puss in Boots, 2011. Deep Impact, 1998. The Godfather, The Godfather, 1990. No, sorry. The Godfather, 1972. The Last Airbender 2010, Lara Croft Tomb Raider 2001, American Beauty 1999, Coming to America 1988, Shutter Island 2010, The Curious Case of The Curious Case of Benjamin Button 2008, Super 8 2011, B Movie 2007, The Truman Show 1998, Rango 2011, The Hunt for Red October 1990, The Wolf of Wall Street 2013, Face Off 1997, Terms of Endearment 1983, Paranormal Paranormal Activity 2007, Chicken Run 2000, Indecent Proposal 1993, Rise of the Guardians 2012, Collateral Damage 2004, The Prince of Egypt 1998, Vanilla Sky 2001, Saturday Night Fever 1977. I love this movie so much. King Kong 1978, Terminator Genesis 2015, Beowulf 2007, Jack Reacher 2012, The Golden Child 1986, The Terminal 2004, The Untouchables 1987. I really want to see this movie. 48 Hours 1982, Hercules 2014, Ferris Bueller's Day Off 1986, Scrooged 1988, Pet Cemetery 1989, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters 2013. I really like this movie. XXX Return of Xander Cage 2017, Clear and Present Danger 1994, Braveheart 1995, A Series of Unfortunate Events 2004, Sleepy Hollow 1999. Oh, I don't even feel like we talked about these movies. Or maybe that's because I went past it. Sorry. The last one was Braveheart. Braveheart was the last one. Woo, guys, that was a lot. And Lance is saying, RNG, where are you? I am here, but I am not feeling 100% today. Feeling a little sick and a little, my face is totally swollen and I have aches everywhere and I'm covered underneath a lot of clothing. So I hope you are okay with just hearing my voice and seeing the avatar because I am not presentable for visual intake. So you could just hear my voice today. A lot of channels do this, and I usually don't. I like being if I'm going to be live, I like to be in person. But this is the one time because I'm sick. I don't really feel like I don't want to cancel the recording. So I'm here. I'm here. Just a little tiny picture. Oh, I wonder if I could do this. It might be fun. Hold on, let me just check if I could do this. If that oh, that still doesn't. See, that's the only thing I really wish we could play around with these avatars and make them more interactive. Cause, yeah, that's a kind of annoying that you can't do it. Uh, all right. Well, just playing around with some things. Joseph again say just taking it easy, just starting to wash dishes. Okay. And Keith says, "Are we doing these chronologically?" No. It's by like world At first I was going by gross, and then, the numbers got all mixed up, so I just, did it by, uh, worldwide, um, sales. I guess the things that made it the most worldwide. So, that's kinda how I'm ordering it, like, the ones that made the most money for Paramount. Sorry, as you can see, I'm a little tongue-tied, and that has to do with me being sick. Keithley says, "To me, you sound the same as ever." Oh, great! And never could see what you look like anyhow. You're so awesome, Keithley. Yes, uh, I really a- appreciate that. Yes, and so let's keep going with this list. The next one that I have here is a series of unfortunate events, which I would consider a good movie. I don't know why I don't have it marked as seen, but it is. Oh, hold on one second. I do have to blow my nose. Okay. A series of unfortunate events. Yes, I don't know why I don't have it marked as seen, but I have um seen most of it. Maybe I didn't see all of it. I think I didn't see all of it. I saw a few things of it. So, oh, this is one I can see for my first time ever because I don't think I've ever seen the full of this. But so far, what I was able to see, it was funny. Anyone has any thoughts on a series of unfortunate events? Because I I think it's I thought it looked really good. It came out around the time of, um, that, Giant Peach Store movie, and that was okay. I didn't really love that. I think it's just a lot of, it was like a lot of dark, dreary storytelling. And I don't mind, but I think, too much of it can be too much. Like, here we go, do it for another one, Sleepy Hollow. Does anybody remember Sleepy Hollow? I did not see all of it. Um, it looked too scary to me. Like, I think I saw a small snippet of, um I believe it was, Ichabod Crane, and looked really, really scary, so I did not pursue it any further. So let me know if you guys liked that movie. I know that for some people, it's their favorite, and The Sum of All Fears. Oh, I I this is another one that I did not see. I did not see, Sum of All Fears. Flashdance, is a Paramount Pictures. Uh, absolutely love this movie. It's so, um, speaks of a time when I was a kid, and, my mom took me to see this in the theater. My brother was there too, and he was just a baby, and believe it or not, he was he, would watch movies with us and be completely quiet while the movies were on, which is really strange of a baby. It's very strange for a baby to do that. And for his flash dance, he just sat up and looked at that movie like, "What am I watching?" And I enjoyed this movie so much, and of course, it was a phenomenon. Everybody was wearing the clothes, and just it were a lot of people were trying to do the same dance moves. I know I was practicing every day trying to get the same study her dance moves, and it was great. It was a lot of fun, and it spoke of a generation of people who wanted to be superstars and performers. Um, there were a couple other movies that kind of fit that mold, which was Fame, of course. Like I think that was what 92, 91. I'm sorry, 81, 82, or something like that. There was Fame, and there was Footloose, um, and there was another one that was a more quiet movie about ballerinas. I think it was called Turning Point. That it was kind of cool to see all of that stuff and just be like, wow, it really made me want to be a dancer. I didn't pursue it, but it was something that looked appealing and interesting. But I do love dancing. I've danced my whole life, so love it keeps me in shape. That's for sure. So I try to do it for at least 30 minutes a day. And that's been helping. That's been helping. That's been helping. And Keith E says, I thought Flashdance was wonderful. Oh, great. um, and Keith E says it was almost virtually impossible to get the video rental at the rental stores. Yeah, my mom just bought um, the um, the the VHS tape, and I'm not sure if I still have a copy of the VHS tape or not. Joseph Begay said, "One of these centuries, I need to sit down myself and watch Flashdance." Oh my goodness, you'll enjoy it, and it'll take you back to 1983 for sure. It's a timepiece. It's wonderful in that regard, at least. At least if you're not interested in dance movies about dance and create, it's not even really a movie about dance. What I could say, and I did a deep dive on Flashdance on my channel actually, but what I can say about Flashdance is that it is a movie about a girl who has a kind of a tough life, and she's got to figure out some things, right? So it one thing I liked about a lot of the old movies that you don't get a lot of like I think since the 90s a lot of things have changed as far as the storytelling goes. Like a story about a girl going through something simple, right? And maybe there's some dark moments, but we're not talking about like um things going so far off she has to, um eh, do something ridiculous, like fight a whole bunch of people, and it doesn't turn into like that kind of a movie. It is like I said, there is a couple of dark moments. It's a drama. It's also a drama. That's really important. It's a drama, and also it there is a feel good element to it by the end of the film. So I those are my that's my breakdown of, I guess, Flashdance. It's really a multifaceted movie with a lot of stuff. There's a romance in it, and it's so good. How so many complex things happening in that movie. Besides just it being about a dance movie. uh, and Kitty says, Joseph is more than a feeling. What a feeling. I love that song so much. And the rumor is that Irene Cara came up with the song in her car on her way to the studio. She didn't even know. She was like, I don't know what to write about this. And she just came up with that, which was just wonderful. I miss Irene Cara in her heyday. She was fantastic. And yeah, I love Irene Cara. And Joseph Gay says, closest I got was Deadpool spoof on a scene from it. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I think y- y- if you like the 80s, and this will give you another. It's like a nice, beautiful snapshot of the 80s. That's for sure. That's for sure. And you'll probably recognize how many people from the 80s just like straight up took a lot of the style and ideas from this movie, because it was like every girl wanted the hairstyles, and every girl wanted the outfits, and they started wearing their sweatshirts over their shoulders and stuff like that because of this movie. So it definitely set a style. It was just one of those things. It was a cultural phenomenon. And Smile was released last year, and definitely not one that I have seen. I'm not really sure it's something I would probably go to the movies to see, but I did hear a lot of fond words for the movie. Transformers: Rise of the Beast, which was released last year. A lot of these movies that are being released recently are going to get high numbers as far as being seen. I'm not sure that this is somebody's favorite movie, but I will let them enjoy it. Though I did hear great things about Bumblebee, 2018. Lots of people say that's the best Transformer movie that they'd seen, and I'm actually looking forward to trying to take a look at this one. Rocket Man, 2019. I did not get to see this one. Let me know if anyone has seen any of these. Of course, this is one of my favorites. The Addams Family, done in 1991. I was a big fan of the show, of course, and this movie did not disappoint. Neither did the sequel. I love Family Values. That movie gets me in chuckles all the time. It's just this is some of the best comedic stuff that I've seen in a long time in these movies, and playing with the dark, macabre, and gothic kind of feel to it, but also keeping that humor, which makes it light and fun. So yeah, I do love that mix, and this is definitely one of my favorites. I'm not sure, but I think I have a hard copy of this somewhere. And I think it's still in VHS form, but not. I should probably get at least a DVD or a Blu-ray for that. Now, Wings is a movie I just recently found out about this year, and I want to see this. This is a Paramount film, 1927. So I'm looking forward to getting a copy of this and taking a look at it. The Greatest Show on Earth, 1952. That this is one that's I've never seen it before. I'm putting it on my list to watch for sure, because of course it is it's a retro movie, and it is Cecil B. DeMille. We gotta check this out. We gotta check this out. James Stewart, Charlton Heston. Man, come on. What's wrong with me? Why didn't I see this? And Ordinary People, 1980. I know it's highly regarded. I'm sure. I know, remember that it was up for Oscars and things like that, but I never did see it. Maybe I will take a look at it in the future. It stars Donald Sutherland and Mary Tyler Moore. So uh, sounds like something I'd probably like. It feels like like sort of like a terms of endearment drama kind of story, and so yeah, get ready for the tissues. Get ready to have your tissue box close by. That's what I'm thinking. But if anyone has seen this, please let me know what your thoughts are on that. And one of my favorites, Silver Bullet. I even covered it on the channel, did a deep dive on it. Love this movie so much. You may have a problem with the wolf as far as the special effects. I'm the kind of person that I actually don't care about the special effects as much as I care about the story. I care about the story a lot. And so I'm able to see the story past the special effects, and the story is really great. This is really a story taken from King's Cycle of the Werewolf. It was supposed to be a calendar, and I think it turned into this movie. Very, very incredible story, and I love it. Absolutely, absolutely love seeing this. I try to catch it at least once a year, believe it or not. This is the kind of movie that I need to see at least once a year, because and it's very endearing as well. So uh, I do love it. What's Eating Gilbert Grape, 1993? Never saw this one. I've always wanted to see this movie, and I have never seen this one. So I'm looking forward to eventually taking a look at this one. Has anyone seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Please let me know in the comments or in the chat. Please let me know if you have seen it. Oh, Dragon Slayer, 1981. Oh, really? It's a great movie. I mean, um, it's not, the pacing is very slow. I think that's the biggest detriment to it. Didn't really do very well at the box office, but it's one of those things, cult classic is what I'm saying. So, when people talk about whether a movie is a success or a failure, that means absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing. A movie can have a completely, totally other life in the cult status. And this movie is definitely a cult classic. Everybody I know who loves fantasy and science fiction, they always mention Dragon Slayer. It's really amazing for its time, the stuff that they were doing in Dragon Slayer. Um, but the biggest detriment to it is pacing, so that I'll warn you on that. But otherwise, great story. Does not turn out the way you think it's going to turn out. I remember when I was young seeing this, and I was like, why didn't it turn out? Why wasn't it a happy ending for everybody? And some parts of it broke my heart. And I think when I got older, I was like, "Ooh, that's really good." I like a movie. I do like a great happy ending, but I didn't expect some of the things that happened in Dragon Slayer. Absolutely did not expect it. So it definitely um, averts your expectations, and in a way that sometimes it could be, heartbreaking. So, but also I think it does it, and I think it ends in a positively. So it's not exactly a feel good movie, but it's a feel good movie. Once Upon a Time in the West. I really want to see this. I do. 1969. I haven't gone through my Western era stuff, and westerns are definitely a blind spot for me. Really don't know a whole lot about them. I do remember seeing them a lot more when I was a kid, but all the westerns kind of uh, grouped together into one big western. So I have to see a lot of these westerns to catch up um, with what they culturally significantly mean in cinema, because from the western we got a lot of the action adventure movies that we got in the 80s and 90s and so on. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Of course, the western um, is a great inspiration for a lot of the things we know now. Like Star Wars had some inspiration from the westerns, um, and shows like The Mandalorian actually exploited that quite a bit. So I really want to dive into that. And this is one that I always see um, mentioned. Once Upon a Time in the West. And oh gosh, Vertigo, Vertigo. I I've seen a few Alfred Hitchcock movies. I've not seen them all. And Vertigo is one I always see certain scenes of it, but I haven't seen all of it. So I need to sit down and watch Vertigo proper, I think. And I am sure you guys will all agree that this is a classic, and it's amongst everybody's talking about how amazing it is. Even my mom loves this one. Um, and so I need to bone up on my Hitchcock. And Roman Holiday. This is one classic too that I always hear about Roman Holiday, 1953, and how good it is, and I have not really attempted to watch this, and I really need to rectify that immediately. So yes, I want to see Roman Holiday. Arrival 2016. Uh, Now I'm used to a different movie called Arrival, and I believe it was done in the 90s with um, Charlie Sheen, and that was. I wouldn't call it necessarily a guilty pleasure, but I have a lot of fun watching that movie because it's a little ugly in a way, but it's also real confusing at parts and also interesting. It's also interesting talking about aliens. Oh, this is another alien movie, The Arrival. Uh, I'm not sure if that one's called The Arrival or if this one is called Arrival. Either which way, this is a completely different type of movie, but I definitely want to see it because I've heard wonderful things about it. Keithy says, as you go on this list, I realize how many movies I've never seen because I was working like a dog from 80 to 2000. Yes, me too, right? I mean, I mean, there were just things I just didn't see because, you have a life, you go to school, right? I was in school and you had to do homework and then you had, barely a weekend to see a few movies here and there. And then also, like, once I was, an adult, it was work, work, work. There were many times I had, like, 2, 3 jobs, 4 at one point, I had 4 jobs. And so it's really not easy when you're running around to see movies. And so it really takes a true cinephile to dig through the archives and find these, right? And 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 sit down and take the time to watch them. It's really a lot of people don't have that time. Um it's a rare gift to have that time. So also will mention that and Joseph Gay says, I was in a similar situation from 1986 to until 2000. I finally got myself to one job with mostly normal schedules so I could go to the movies. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I guess a lot of people experience that, just like running around trying to live life and figure things out and pay for stuff you need and then, pay for the accidents that happen. And then, boom, maybe have a few hours in the day to like watch a movie. I mean, most movies are like 2 hours, right? So even the short ones like they like an hour and a half. So you've got to have that plus more if you have to travel to get to those places. You got to consider all that. You got to consider all that too. So. It's not always easy, and Keithy says, "Unless it was a chick flick, then I was threatened to go." Oh, yeah, I hear ya. Now, see, the thing about me is which is really funny, is that I didn't really ever there were a few of them that appealed to me, and basically it had to fall into my lap first before I would watch a chick flick necessarily. Those romance comedies. It would be on television or something like that. I would never really go spend money on seeing a chick flick. Like, the movies I went to see in the 90s when I finally was an adult to see movies on my own was Speed. I saw that movie like I made like maybe 50 times. I went to the movie theaters to see that movie specifically. Loved Speed. Another movie that I spent money on. I went to see Cliffhanger, Demolition Man. Uh, I went to all the guy movies, so I guess I'm a weird chick, but I when it was available to see all of those chick flicks, I would see them at home, or like I said, was nothing else to see, and there was, they were playing it on, TV, I would just watch it on TV. And, just because it was because, of that I got to my huge home collection. Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, 'cause, God bless um, the video stores from, back in the day. They had, you could, go buy or rent some of these, but it was so much better to buy, especially your favorites. Like you had to have all the Star Wars, the original. I think I have the original. I still have the VHS original of Empire Strikes Back. I think so. and um and that's the only one I have. The other two I didn't have because I did like them, but it wasn't as much as I loved, Empire Strikes Back. I have a new appreciation for the first Star Wars, but yeah, that's exactly what I did too. I just bought my favorites, but I rented all the other stuff. Um, but thank God for for physical media. And I don't know why companies decided that it wasn't making them enough money. Um, that they decided they don't want to do it anymore. Um, and Joseph Begay says Arrival was such a mind flip. I really enjoyed it. Oh, really? Okay. See this. I gotta see it now. Yes, because everybody says that it's really, really good. Yeah, it's really good. Um, John Harkett says, "Is the Princess Bride a chick flick? If so, I'm guilty." No, it's not a chick flick. Actually, I don't think it covers that at all because it's just the. I think it's more of a comedy than it is a romance, a rom com. You could consider it a rom com, but it falls into the fantasy genre, I guess. So it it it's not. It's not something a lot of girls I think I think both men and women love Princess Bride, and I think that's why it's been able to sustain such a long, life of conversation, but I wouldn't consider it necessarily a chick flick. I hope it's not. And Kitty says, as a filter in the 60s and mid 70s, there were a lot of local channels in New York City, like 5, 7, 9, 11. All would have movies, but you would have to sit through commercials and they were edited down. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I was still watching those movies in the 80s and 90s, even. I'm not sure if they still do it, but they'd play some movie and it would, of course all the commercials and it would be like an hour and they'd cut out all of the spicy stuff. And also it was, so a lot of it was cut into the screen as far as it didn't show you the actual aspect ratio. So it just cut it down to the standard size. I believe forgot what the aspect ratio is for standard, but it is a lot more of a square than it is of a whatever aspect ratio is filmed in. So you would miss out on a lot of the film. And at anytime somebody would try to fit it on screen and do those black bars, people were like, "Oh no, you can't see the film as great." And I'm like, "No, you're actually seeing more picture." So yeah, it's wild. Joseph Gay says, "I always thought of Princess Bride as an adventure comedy." Ooh, yeah, I would consider it that too. Yeah, I would definitely consider it that too, because there is a romance is the main focus, but you know, it's not like that at all. I don't think there's a couple of romance comedies that really break the mold, like and I don't even know if you would call like Miss Congeniality a romance comedy movie. 'cause that one I really love that movie so much. It's really one of my favorite movies. It's like action comedy. So, yeah, I don't know. I do, there's a few, rom-coms too, though, that I like. Keith E says, "I've never had the time to see it. I'm clicking my pen and writing it down." Okay. Arrival. Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, so Joseph B. Gay says, standard is 4 3. 4 by 3. Yes. 4 by 3. Yes. Um, and, yeah, the aspect ratio is a big deal. It's a big deal. Um, and Joseph also says, in many ways, The Princess Bride and Shrek are the same genre space. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. It's pretty much in the same time period, right? And then we had Robin Hood and a couple other funny movies that that were good. Now, The Saint, 1997. This movie got canned so hard, and I think it was because of its predecessor TV show. That was so good. People were expecting the same exact thing, and I did not, at the time of seeing the movie, did not see the show. I did not know about the show, and so I was able to see past that, and it was really I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. I actually paid money to see this in the theater, and I loved it. I was like, "Wow, that was so much fun." I did enjoy it, and I thought Elizabeth Shue was so cute in it, and her relationship with Val Kilmer. Their chemistry. They had great chemistry together. So, but it is definitely one that is um a guilty pleasure, if you will, because this was notoriously trashed. I have a tendency for liking movies people trash. Killers of the Flower Moon. That's a Paramount picture. Just came out. Payback, 1999. I have never seen this movie, but I've been hearing that it's amazing. So I hope that I get a chance to watch it. Office Christmas Party, 2016. Uh, this is this is a guilty pleasure of mine. It's a bit bad. Yeah, it's a bit bad, but it's I loved it. It was so it was a lot of fun for me to watch this movie. And Heaven Can Wait is a movie that I've seen many times when I was a kid, and I loved it, but I to for the love of anything that's good, I cannot remember it now. And so I do need to do a rewatch of this movie to see if I still really love it, but it was a movie I must have seen this movie at least 10 times when I was a kid because I loved it, and then now I can't remember it and don't know what my brain is memory is blocking, Heaven Can Wait for me. But, yeah, I did love it. Airplane, 1980. This is a favorite of mine. What a great, fun time. Uh, Airplane is. Oh, which I let me see. Joseph Gay says, "I was hoping you would mention this. This movie definitely a rom-com." Oh, which one? Um, Heaven Can Wait. Oh, let's see. Was it Heaven Can Wait as a rom-com? Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't seen it in so long. And Keith E says, "Surely Airplane was a good movie." Oh yes, it was so much fun. I mean, a barrel of laughs. You can't stop yourself from laughing at this. Even today, it it does it hold up? Uh, I don't think it holds up, but it's funny because it doesn't hold up. I don't know. It's just really, yes, and, yes, Joseph Gabe, but don't call it Shirley. Get it, Shirley, Shirley. That was in the airplane movie. And Joseph Begay says, "Yes, heaven can wait." I did not know that. Yes. Um, I see it. It's been so long. I didn't realize that it was a rom com. See, one other rom com that I really did like though was um, oh gosh, it's escaping me now. I'll remember it by the end. Seems Like Old Times. That's the one. Seems Like Old Times. It's another one I have to rewatch because it kind of escapes me the details, but um, it is uh, it is surely it's surely surely jokes are going to happen. It's a surely a rom com, but I did like it. It's a stronger it's more of a comedy than a romance, so it's like it's a com-rom. And I think those are the ones that actually stand out the most for me. Yes, Airplane was funny, and all of the sequels are 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 funny as well. It's just incredible what they were able to do with that franchise. And Footloose, 1984, and we mentioned it earlier. Great movie, lots of subtleties and things I did not know that was in the movie until I finally got to see it later on in life. I did not see it in the 80s. I actually saw it more like I think if I can recall maybe like 5 years ago or something. It just was one of those things where it kinda hit me like, "This is not." Oh, no, 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 I'm sorry, I did see it in the '80s, but it like, a lot of the stuff went over my head. A lot of the stuff went over my head. I saw it again recently, and it was like, "What?" There's a lot of depth and soul to this movie that y you know, you really have to unpeel, and I did do a deep dive of this on the channel. A really one of my proudest. I love that video, so I'm really proud of what I was able to uncover for the this movie. It's really good. Good movie. Good movie. Surprisingly good. Trading Places, in which I did do a watch party over at Lorena Creole's channel. Uh, I'm getting my tongue tied again. And it's actually really good. I had a lot of fun, and I probably might do something next year with this because it is uh, it is both a Christmas and a New Year's Eve movie as well. And Friday the 13th. This is a classic, 1980. Very well made. Paramount Pictures, man, they're really doing great. They've got a great roster. Zoolander 2001, which is really quite a fun, silly movie. I had so much fun watching this, the first one and the second one as well. It's really cute. It's really cute. Cool World, which I covered on the channel, 1992. Uh, Great stuff. They did meddle with this movie, maybe a little too much. The executives, um, unfortunately, they did because there was another complete movie that we missed out on, and it was more of a horror thriller than anything. Um, Wish we could have had that movie. Edie says Friday the 13th was filmed about 10 miles from where I lived in New Jersey. The local oil truck was in the movie, said, but lake on the side. Oh, really? Wow. Cool. Cool. And Clueless. Clueless is another one that's a That's a big classic. A lot of people like this movie. I didn't see this one until recently either. Again, I was too working my butt off and trying to, go to school at the same time and just really having a hard time getting everything together. But yeah, Clueless was one of those movies. Um, and Daryl Johnson is here. Hello. How are you doing, Daryl? Says RNG. Great to see you, Daryl. And Keith E says the truck also had a note on it that said that it was on movie E. Oh, okay. And let's see, Team America World Police 2004. Oh my God, I love this movie. It's so inappropriate and so bad. It's naughty. It's a naughty movie, but it is definitely great, great, great. I I I just laugh from the beginning to the very end. It's inappropriate. It's just horrible, but it was just fun. And of course, I loved all the miniature stuff, all the miniature, the puppets, and all that stuff. So I was geeking out over all of that. They said that this movie was such a pain to make because of all the puppetry and all of the work that they had to do for this, that it was a nightmare. But they pulled it off somehow. They pulled it off. And Daryl says, "I'm gonna doing good, dear. How are you doing?" I'm not feeling 100%. That's why I'm not on camera today, but I am. I'm in good spirits, and I have on the most part my mind is working normally. I think, and I could at least speak. I mean, yeah, I can at least speak. My voice isn't too bad. I won't post it, but yes, Joseph, yes, Team America. It's so inappropriate. It's so inappropriate. But and Keith is saying that shoot, I'll be an avatar today. Yes, I'll be an avatar. And I was actually working on trying to make the avatar um like a little bit different. Uh, and it won't let me do anything change it. So oh well. And John Orchid says, "Gotta go. Love the time today. Thanks." Oh, thank you, John Orchid. So great to see you again. And yes, you enjoy the rest of your day. And we hope to see you again sometime soon. Take care. And hopefully when you come back, I'll be on camera. Hopefully. Hopefully I'll be all better by tomorrow. Keithy says, is saying thanks to John. The time is all relative. Yes. Going back to what we were talking about earlier. And yeah, I love, 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 love Team America. It's very inappropriate, but it's just funny. And American Gigolo 1980 um, is a movie that I think I need to revisit. I saw it a long time ago. I need to revisit it. It's one of those movies when it came out and made a big splash. A lot of people are talking about it. Richard Grere's career really took off after this movie, and so I wanted to kind of refresh my memory on what happens in this movie because I can't I can't remember it all, but I remember it had really amazing music and it was very provocative and interesting. So I want to revisit this movie. Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow, 2004. Now I thought I did see this movie, but I didn't. in actuality. I know this is wild. You guys, I know. You're gonna take away my nerd card. I'm sorry. I thought I did see this, but I don't think so. Because I was looking at some stuff and I was like, oh no, I don't think I actually saw this. And um so yeah, I need to rectify that situation as I got a long list of things that I need to rectify, and that shall be one of them. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, 1987. I believe I saw this one time, but don't I can't really remember. So I'm gonna have to rewatch this one, or I'm gonna have to watch it because if I think it's it will be the first time of me watching. I don't know if you guys ever do that. Like you watch stuff and you're like, "Did I watch that?" Oh, so I'm not sure if I actually watched all of this, but I've certainly seen a lot of clips. So that this is where I'm kind of like trying to figure out like what did I see a lot of clips of. I saw a lot of clips of certain movies, but did I actually see the movie is the question. I don't think I actually saw this movie. So we're gonna fix that. Joseph Begay say the show SFX is one of the technical highlights, but heavy use of it. It's really distracted me. Um, oh, um, is for one of the movies? Which one? Is it for Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow? Because I kinda like the way I kinda like the look of it, which is, comic booky. Looks like you're turning the pages of a comic book, drawn comic book. But, yeah, I have to see the whole thing 'cause uh, I don't think I actually saw the whole thing. So I just wanna make sure I did. And, Daryl Justin says, "I'm just a gigolo, David Lee Roth." Oh, what a song, what a song. And Keith E says, "Planes, Trains, and Automobile was a fantastic movie. Love to watch it." Yes, yes, yes. And, um, I've seen many scenes from it, but I don't think I've actually watched the whole thing. I don't think so. So I gotta fix that. Joseph Begay says, uh, "Thanks to Daryl, now I have that song and the video playing in my head." Yeah, it's a great song. Great song. Um, I think was it Louis Armstrong or somebody sang it before David Lee Roth, but uh, it's one of those songs that just puts you in it puts me in a strange mood every time I hear it. Um, and so Daryl Johnson says Thanksgiving movie. Oh, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Okay, maybe that should be. I know it's a long way to next Thanksgiving, but maybe I should uh, write that down for the watch party for next Thanksgiving. That would be good. That would be good. Because I don't really have a good Turkey Day um thing. And I was thinking about planning out my entire year of content. I know that's a lot, but it, it would help me a great deal. Try to organize some of this stuff. And Kitty says, "I'm not sure if I saw that movie about Mandela or not. I'm being funny or trying to be." Um, oh, yes, I see the joke. I see the Mandela effect. I see the joke. See the joke. And Daryl Johnson says, "Happy to pass it along, Joseph." And Joseph again says, "Sorry, RNG, my comment about FX was for Sky Captain." Oh, yes. Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, yeah, Sky Captain, because I think that they were going for that comic book look, like 300, that kind of like, and who else did that? Um, there was another movie that did that same thing where it kinda puts a filter over everything, but, yeah, if you're looking for that, I think that's the thing, but if it's for some people, it can be too distracting when they're just wanting to see, they're just wanting to see actors and, story and, maybe some special effects, but not something that gets in the way, yeah. So I can understand that. And, Keith E says Tracy Roth, other name is David Lee Roth's cousin, first cousin. Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Orange Grove 55 for $5 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Says everyone needs to smash that like button. Oh, thank you so much. You're the best. Okay, I have a thank you for you. Let's see if I can find it. Um, Here we go. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Oh, I'm speechless. I am speechless. Thank you. And Keith E says Tracy's Factored History is what I'm talking about. I forget that what her third name is. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. She really is his cousin. Wow. That's really cool. And Darrell Johnson says mayor. Oh, yeah. Uh, all right. So we've got Major League. I've never seen Major League. Um, yeah, I've heard only good things about Major League, so I would like to see that. The Brady Bunch movie, 1995. Oh my God. I'm not sure how other people feel about this movie, but I absolutely love this movie. Just breaks me into laughter all the time. And also the sequel to this was really hilarious too. So definitely love that movie. And Keith E says, I loved Major League with Charlie Sheen, but it would never be made today. Ooh, it's one of those, huh? Okay. Then I must see it. I must see it now. But The Bad News Bears, 1976. I'm pretty certain I saw this a long time ago. I just can't remember. Just can't remember it. So maybe I need to see it again. Maybe it'll jog my memory. Escape from Alcatraz, 1979. Um, I've never seen this one either, but if anybody has seen this one, let me know because I would like to know if it's good. If should I try to get to that one? And Daryl Johnson says, Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. And Keith E says, Bad News Bears had multiple sequels, I believe. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And I don't think I've seen any of those. Um, it just wasn't my thing, I guess. And Meatballs, 1979. This one I think I saw it recently. It didn't really for some reason it just didn't appeal to me. I don't know I'm pretty certain a lot of people are like, "What?" It was, it's sort of a classic. There was a lot of funny moments in it. But I was kind of like, "Wow, I it didn't really hit me as strongly as it did for other people." Um, but let me know if you liked Meatballs. I think it's one of those movies a lot of people highly regard. And Gerald Johnson says, "Good movie." Alcatraz, that is. And Clint Eastwood movie, of course, it's good. Yes. So I'll pick up Alcatraz if I see it um booming around. And yeah, any thoughts on Meatballs? Yeah, it wasn't I didn't hate it or anything. I just was like, okay, this is okay. It just didn't get me excited. 3 Days of the Condor, which I heard of many times and um just never got a chance to watch it. Daryl Johnson says Meatballs was pretty good. I'll watch it if it ever comes on. Oh, cool. And Joseph Gay says Escape from Alcatraz was good. It kind of blew me away to see Patrick McGoonham in it, since my only exposure was his part in the series The Prisoner. And Keith A says Meatballs would be a good movie if you had to watch something at a bit of the bus station. If you could watch, you would watch. Oh, okay, like, if you were waiting for something or if you were, like, on a plane or if you were waiting for somebody. Yeah, and, Daryl says passed on Condor. Yeah, I mean, it's gotten a lot of, um, good press. A lot of people liked it, but I didn't see it, and I think maybe I'll watch it one day. Just never got a chance to. Last holiday, I watched it, and, I don't know, for some reason, there were some good parts about it, but also there were also some parts about it I was like, "Okay, this is okay." Wasn't, like, the best thing I ever saw ever, but I didn't hate it either. Pretty in Pink, 1986. Oh, this movie is problematic today, but, did love the heck out of this movie when I was a kid. Uh, I I thought it was great, and but I haven't seen it since the '80s, so I probably need to watch it again. Probably need to watch it again to see if I still feel the same way. And Daryl Johnson says Patrick McGooham a secret was in Secret Agent Man. Oh, okay, cool. Oh my goodness. If you hit the wrong button, you can really get to some trouble. Daryl passed on that movie last holiday. Yes. Yeah, it doesn't look um great. I don't know. It wasn't I watched the whole thing. It it was okay. There was something very sad about the whole thing. Something very, very sad about the whole thing. Even though it wasn't played for it being sad. It was like a woman who wanted to finally live, and this is great. I mean, I think that's great, but I also and this is somebody who likes this kind of stuff that they do on like Lifetime channel, Lifetime movies and all that stuff. But it did play very strongly like a Lifetime movie, but also uh, there was something very sad about it even at the end. I didn't feel like it was a happy ending or it was a benefit to the character. So I don't feel like she changed either. It was no arc or anything. I don't know. Wasn't for me. Keely says I was always a sucker for Molly Ringwald. I think everybody was, especially in the 80s. She was the it girl. And Joseph Gay says, good point, Gerald. Can't believe I forgot to mention that I have the entire series on my Plex server. Oh, cool. I have to write down what is a Plex server? Plex server. Okay. And um oh, Darth is here. Hi, Darth says Operations Condor with Jackie C. Oh, and Daryl Johnson says, "Pass on Pretty in Pink." Really? Daryl, you're hardcore. And it says, "I didn't care for Molly Ringwald even in the stand." Oh, okay. And Dart says, "I hit the button, the Breakfast Club." Oh, cool. Um, and Keithy says, "I knew a girl who just acted like Molly Ringwald, I think, and that was my like." Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, it was okay. Oh, El Necron says, "Love Pretty in Pink." You gotta love the irony of you saying that you love Pretty in Pink. Hey, we love you, El Necron. You're awesome. Thanks for stopping in. You're awesome. And Daryl Johnson says, "Not enough blood." Um, oh, in the stand, there wasn't enough blood. Okay. And Dart says, yeah, something about redheads. Oh, cool. Uh, and redhead, yeah, the redheads. I know a lot of people like the ladies with red hair. Um, and then there's Gun Ho, 1986. I remember seeing this movie a couple of times. It's actually pretty decent, a good story. Soap Dish, 1991. Oh, I love this movie so much. So good. It is so good. Sally Field is just remarkable in it. Just amazing. And there are lots of twists and turns in there that I just love. It was great. Whoopi's in it too. Wow. Yeah. Virtuosity, 1995. I saw this a long time ago, but I probably need to see it again. I don't think I saw the whole thing because first of all, I think it was on television and I only caught part of it. So, this is definitely one I want to kind of actually see the whole thing. Good Burger, 1997. I never saw it, and so I think it's in order that I see it since the sequel has made thing. Daryl says not enough blood for in Pretty in Pink. Ah, you're too funny. And El Necron says related to being the outcast kids. Oh yeah, yeah. I hear you. I hear you. That's why I love those kind of movies because I was always on the outskirts of everybody and everything. So never fit anywhere. So it's just kind of yeah. And Dart says, just getting off work. Just wanted to say hi and support your channel, Retro. Thank you for the notice. Have a good weekend, everyone. Oh, thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi. It's really great. Thank you. I hope you had a great day at work and have a good evening. Yeah, so cool. And yeah, in case you're wondering why I'm not faced, in person. I'm not like 100% feeling well today. But I just wanted to make sure not to cancel this one because I thought it was important. Thought it was this one was a little bit of an important um stream to definitely be on, and I didn't want to let anybody down. Chinatown 1974. I have yet to see this movie. Can you believe it? It is a classic. People talk about it all the time as far as the filmmaking goes and the story. I want to see this so badly. So it's on my watch list. I need to see this movie. Death Wish 1974. I don't know how many times I've seen this movie. Um, and it started out at Paramount Pictures, but of course, it went over to the Canon people uh, for the sequel. So all of the sequels were done by Canon Films, and but the first one was done by Paramount Pictures. Great, great history on that right there. Coneheads, 1993. Oh, I love this movie so much, and it is not a uh, what can I say? It is not your average film. It is really cute, and I love it. There's some people that don't like this, like, with a passion. Um, and in particular, they're not fond of the traveling to the distant planet. But I thought I thought it was really great. Remy Lack, I think. It's really great. Daryl Jefferson says, "Never saw a good burger, but it reminds me of that burger scene in Better Off Dead." And Daryl says, "I saw Chinatown once." Oh, cool. And El Necron says, "Coneheads is hilarious." Yes, isn't it? It's so fun. And just, I can't stop laughing from beginning to end in that movie. Just a riot, just a riot. And the TV, oh, yes, and also remember the show on SNL when they used to Saturday Night Live when they used to do the little show there. They're all up on YouTube, so if you ever wanna go see those old shows, go on ahead and look it up, but, uh, just funny stuff, funny stuff. Oh, and there was a cartoon for Coneheads as well. There's a cartoon for Coneheads that was hilarious, or a pilot for one, and that's posted on YouTube as well. Daryl Johnson says, "Oh yeah, Death Wish. What a great movie." Yeah, it was really simple. It was a really simple movie. Yeah, and oh, Qatar Halal is here. Hi, Qatar Halal. Says, "Hi, Retro Nerd Girl. Awesome to see you, Qatar. I know that the time is really strange. From compared to where I'm at to where you are. What's the time where you are? I'm sorry to keep asking, but it's so fascinating to me." And Darrow says, "Conehead saw it once, and that was enough." Oh no, I'm so sad you don't like that one. Um, and uh, and Daryl says Coneheads on SNL was great. Oh, good. Yeah, at least you like that one. I did. I like them all. The movie just, I can't, it tickles me so much. And the whole thing. The Dead Zone 1983. What a movie. Love this movie so much because you have this scary, eerie, gross thriller in there. And then you've got this really, really interesting um, like story about a man who is discovering these weird powers. Just the coolest movie ever. I do love it. And then they put like political intrigue and stuff in there too. You couldn't get any better. Another Stephen King movie. Great, great stuff. And Cattell says it's already January 6th where he is, and it is 5:26 a.m. Wow, 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 wow. Did you just get up? Or have you been up all night? It is wild. That is insane. Right now where I'm at, it's 3:29 p.m. and it's still January 5th. Got a lot more in the day before we get to this January 6th. Wow, wow, wow. That's pretty insane. It blows my mind. I'm sorry. I know it's so silly, but it does. It just blows my mind. Thank you so much for letting us know about that, Guitar. And Breakfast at Tiffany's. Again, a movie I saw a few scenes of, but I don't think I've actually seen the movie. So, you know, what happens is that sometimes you see a few scenes and you swore that you saw the entire movie, right? But you just didn't. You just did not see the movie. And so that's the case with a lot of these scenes and thinking I saw the movie, but no, I did not actually see this movie. So I'm going to definitely document when I get to see this movie for the first time. And Joseph Begay says, "Dead Zone," but does it have enough cowbells? I need more cowbell. Oh man, I love it. No cowbells in Dead Zone. I know. I gotta take a point off of Dead Zone because it's lacking the cowbell. Kita says, just got up, but I didn't really sleep that much. Oh, I'm so sad about that. Yeah, well, hope you get some more sleep during the day at least. And Daryl Johnson says, Dead Zone, one one time good deal. Oh, good. You like that one. Uh, and Kita says, one of my mom's favorite movie, Breakfast at Tiffany. Really? Yeah, I think my mom likes this one too. My mom really likes this one, but she really likes the other one, My Fair Lady. We've watched that a million times together, and yeah, that's such a good one. And Daryl Johnson says needs more cowbell. I need more cowbell. So great. Christopher Walken is amazing. What an amazing actor. Now, the next movie is A Quiet Place 2018. I did not know that Paramount Pictures did this. But yeah, sure enough, they did. Harlem Nights, 1989. I did enjoy this movie. There was one mm, scene that really is kind of icky to me, but otherwise, it was a little bit graphic compared to like the rest of the movie. So, I was like, "What why did they do that?" It was weird. It was just this one moment where they got really graphic with something, and then the rest of the movie is, like, jokes and a little bit of, uh, a little bit of, like, gun violence and stuff like that, but nothing too insane, but that there's one scene that's just specifically, uh, graphic for absolutely no reason. Oh gosh, that's it, guys. Wow. Whoa, that surprised me. That's the end of the list. What? That's the end of the list. Can you believe that? Um, I am shocked. I am shocked that's the end of the list. There's more Paramount Pictures movies, but those were the things that I could fi figure out from my research. And Daryl Johnson says only saw bits and pieces of Harlem Nights. Yeah, yeah, because they would play that on TV quite a bit, and they would cut out a lot of it. It's just so weird that there's just one moment of like graphic, and everything else is just chill. Yeah, so I I don't really, how can I say this? It's a good movie because you got like two different generations of comedians with Richard Pryor and um, Eddie Murphy doing a great job there, and the story is pretty awesome. Um, and it kind of plays around with Harlem during the Cotton Club era, and didn't love all of that, but it was that one moment just kind of terrified me to the point I didn't want to see it again. I was like, no. So yeah, yeah, but it was decent. It was a decent movie otherwise, and it's I just wish that one scene wasn't in it, but and not that I'm opposed to having graphic stuff in a movie. I just saw one movie that was so graphic, it was crazy, but, I guess, we'll, I'll leave that to Member Mondays, you guys are gonna get some new movies from me that are gonna be insane, that I just recently saw, and um, they're really, really good. I'm definitely checking off some of the movies that I have not ever seen before, and it's wonderful, just wonderful. But I have to be careful that when I look at some of these new movies, there are gonna be moments when it gets a little bit, it gets a little bit graphic, and I have to be like, okay, you know, um, I have to like keep that in mind that they're gonna come up and be able to handle it. So a lot of the times I just watch a lot of if I know it's gonna be like a monster movie, I watch them in the mornings because then I don't have to go to bed with the idea of the monster in my mind. Because I do have a knack for keeping all of these things in my head instead of forgetting them, just before bed. And Keithy says, "Still here. I'll be listening and not reading comments for a while." Okay, yeah, we're about to wrap this up. I'm just gonna go over the list of what's next on the channel. And Sean Ennis just showed up. Oh, hey Sean, how are you doing? So good to see you. And yeah, all right, okay. So just gonna go over. Let's see if I can find the little. All right, so um, this Wednesday we did Leave the World Behind. That was actually a lot of fun to review that movie. It wasn't my favorite thing ever, but it was, like I said, it's still I'm feeling energized by doing these, watching these movies for the first time. So it's something that's happening, which is really great. It's reaffirming my love for movies, and also like reaffirming, okay, I'm also learning about movies by watching so many of them. So I hope this continues throughout the year. I really want to up my game as far as like how many movies I'm watching, and and really not just depend on the ones that I've always seen and loved, but also watch new movies, so I get a wider variety of movies in my mind. Um, and that has been a lot of fun for me. So today we did the Paramount Pictures um, sort of tribute, and then we are gonna be watching Blade Runner tomorrow for the watch party. Hopefully, I will be in person. You'll be able to see me. I will rest up tonight so that way I can be refreshed tomorrow just for that. Um, and let's see, what else? What else? Uh, for those of you who are on my Patreon, I will have a video for you on Sunday. Um, on Monday, the members of the channel will be seeing a brand new movie review that is the first time that I've ever watched that movie. My initial reaction to that movie, and I hope you'll enjoy it. It's a lot of fun for me. Then on Wednesday, I'm gonna try. Let me just double check this because there are some new things happening. So on Wednesday, I'm doing the Echo series. Um, so the Echo series will be dropping on Disney Plus on Tuesday the 9th. So on the 10th, I will be talking about my thoughts on the series so far. I think they're dropping all of their episodes. I think they have 5 episodes that they'll be dropping. So I'll let you know what I think about it. Then on Friday, we're going to have a retro discussion about the year 1984. kind of want to talk to you generally about the year. There's not going to be a structure to it just yet, but we're going to talk about all the things that we remember and love about 1984. We're not going to get too deep, but then later on, we're going to get into a full breakdown of movies, TV, pop culture, music, all that stuff, and to different segmented episodes. So we are going to start with that. We're going to celebrate the year 1984. It will be, I think we're reaching, how old is it? Is it 40 years now? 1984. It'll be 40 years. And so I am on the, as you know, for the 40th anniversary of the year 1984, we'll be celebrating that. That'll be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Then on the 13th, we'll be watching Journey to the Center of the Earth, 1959, guys. Isn't that awesome? Oh, I'm so excited about that. So I'm really, really excited about that. I've been wanting to do it for several weeks, and it was like, oh, okay, the holidays, okay, and we're gonna watch that classic movie. I cannot wait to watch that with you, and that will be um, a first time watch for me. I don't think I've seen it before. If I did, it must have been like ages ago. So it'll be like watching it for the first time, if at all not it. So I seem to have forgotten a lot of things. Sorry, my memory is like, did I see that before? um, and Daryl Johnson said, I need to listen to the 1954 Godzilla theme. Oh, that sounds like fun. Um, and Daryl Johnson says, Blade Runner, wasn't that free on YouTube? I'll see. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if it's free or not on YouTube. I'm hoping everybody has a copy of Blade Runner. It's like, oh, and this is the theatrical version of Blade Runner, just as a reminder. It is the theatrical version of Blade Runner. And Sean Ennis says, did you figure out if you're watching the theatrical version? Oh, yes, thank you. Like literally yes, it's going to be the theatrical version. It's an hour and 57 minutes. And yes, it is definitely that one. Thanks for reminding me too, in case I forgot. And Alnicron saying hi to Catal. And Keith E says, if you find a free copy of Blade Runner, please post it in the chat section underneath our upcoming video section. Otherwise, I'm going to have to run it. Okay. Oh no. Daryl says it's not. Oh no. Well, yeah, hopefully, I'm trying to see if I'll see if maybe, you never know. I usually check the day of, because the day of you get a couple of surprises. But let's see what my computer says, because every computer is different, has different settings. So, yeah, there are many places that you can get it, but you would have to rent it, because it's one of those movies where it is assumed that most people have it, and so they usually have a higher paywall against movies like that. Um, but yeah, the theatrical version is the one. I wish there was a way you could do something like that, where you could have um, uh, where you could, where you could share what you're seeing with other people. I'm sure there are places, but I'm not sure if they're legal, is what I'm saying. But there are many, many clips on Blade Runner on YouTube. So I know that some people watch the clips while we are doing our thing. So, let's see. Yeah, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Uh, oh, Keitel says Blade Runner was a slow burn, at least the one I watched. Yeah, it is a slow burn. And Daryl says, yeah, all the others you have to rent. And Shan Anna says, yeah, I don't see it listed as running for free. They're on DB or Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm so sorry, guys. I hope I hate when that happens. I hope there is sometimes, like I said, on the day of you can something springs up, and I'll leave it to that. We'll cross our fingers that something interesting happens. Oh wow, oh Necron, you were so sweet. Ah. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, El Necron. Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you. You have a great one too. Enjoy. Hope to see you in on one of the streams that are happening over the weekend too. Um, and let me see if I can get a nice thank you for you. Uh, here's one. Of course, you knew I was dancing to that. Thanks again, El Necron. You're awesome. So awesome. And Shannon says, I've got the DVD, but I've got to go dig it out of its hiding place. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. One of those things where you have to go dig it out. Um, I do have a couple of, I think I do have a VHS copy of Blade Runner. That I think I personally bought it because that's was one of my favorites. One of my favorites. El Necron says, "LOL, I loved it." Oh, great! And Daryl says, "My DVD player decided to give up the ghost." Uh, oh no! Well, yeah, it's kind of tough to find DVD players too, because they used to put it in all the laptops too, and then they quit doing that. So what is up with that? So, like, DVDs are just they're becoming more and more obsolete every day. I don't know why. I mean, they were so good, but I'm hoping that there is some level of that we do keep DVDs because they're sort of a little bit like vinyl. I don't know. It's vinyl is in its own section of awesome, right? Not really gonna compare it too much to that. But the CD, I don't know. I don't think we should have to get rid of all of our CDs just yet. Just saying. Just saying. Maybe it's just an emotional attachment to the CDs. What I had to give up to have those CDs. Like I worked hard to get whatever CDs I had, and gosh, I don't have to give them up. And Shannon says I've got to get another Blu-ray player. I really don't think I'll be getting into this whole 4K craze. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the 4K thing is all about. I am lost. So lost when it comes to that. And yeah, Omicron says I like CDs too. Yeah, they're not too expensive, and the prices now for some of them are really low. But you just get that irkling, that feeling like this is they're not going to keep this around. They're just going to change it to something else, and we're gonna have spent all this money for nothing. So that's the problem with physical media. But obviously, you need physical media because you don't know what could happen. Streaming is not a certainty either. The Keith says, I'm waiting for it to come out on my Betamax. Betamax. And El Necron says it's just a higher definition. Yeah, the 4K. Yeah, and I'm I know it, but I am not. For some movies, it's just like higher definition of what it's like extra pixels of grain, and but like I'm not sure. I don't. It doesn't work so well on my eyes, I suppose. I'm sure someone with more youthful eyes can can see it and appreciate it more. I don't notice it. Maybe it's my equipment. I need a better equipment where I could see um, how wonderful it is. So I'm not putting it down though. Just to say that I'm not putting it down. So yeah, and. My friend says, "My eyes are so bad, 720 and above makes no difference." Yeah, it just looks the same to me. So, and when people are saying like, "Oh, there's bad special effects on it," I was like, Really? I can't see it." Now, there's some stuff from the 80s where you can definitely tell like there's bad special effects and the early aughts, but some of the other stuff, I'm like, "Really? That's bad special effects? Okay." Gita Halal says, "For archiving reasons, we need at least a physical copy and a digital copy." Yes, why not? Yeah. It's just expensive to have both. And Sean Ennis says, "I can picture this huge guy sitting on his couch in front of his Betamax next to his imaginary friend, and that's my mental." Oh no. And Kitty says I thought I shut that camera off. Oh my goodness, you guys are cracking me up. And Daryl Joseph says you need an 82 flat screen. Oh, okay, an 82-inch flat screen. I definitely don't have that. You see, um, I don't have a television, and I do everything through a laptop. So yeah, they're I just I can't afford a TV. It's too much. It's another cost I can't afford. And Oh my God says, "Oh, some needs to stay in an SD." Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, some of it is just really grainy stuff, and I've heard from people like, "Oh yeah, the transfer was horrible." And I'm like, "Yeah, because it wasn't ever meant to be seen in high definition unless you actually like go in there and fool around with the uh the actual visuals. If you actually go in and update the visuals with probably computer animation or whatever to go in and like reorganize those dots, if you will." So um and it says, "LOL, nope, still on. Siri controls it, I think." Oh no. Yeah, it is very weird how what to do with physical media, but I'm a big fan of it, and I like I said before, if I'm gonna try to collect as much as I can um and see about that because it's really been uh it's not been really great. And thanks to Joseph Gay and Unicorn Rampant Studio for helping me with my collection. Of CDs, right? And I have one Blu-ray, and everything else is CDs. I really appreciate that. It really helped me. It's helping me to get a physical collection line. Um, and I'll one day go through all of my um, my VHS tapes. It will be quite a fascinating show and tell one day with you guys. So, with that, I am going to bid you adieu, guys. I think it's been a lot of fun chit chatting with you. And yes, I will see you in the next video. You guys take care of yourself and have a great weekend. Hope to see you tomorrow.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.